You would wake up 2, 3 o'clock in the morning, not in crisis, not falling apart, just up, like something clicked and you're sitting and thinking, wait, I think I'm actually figuring it out. That's been my life lately. And that's my second part of my life, turning 50. And I'm here for every single second of it. So let me ask you something. When was the last time you genuinely got excited about something, discover something new about yourself? Not nothing, that's not something you can fix, but like not something you overcame, just something you found, something that made you go, ah, oh, that's me. I didn't even know that was me because that keeps happening. And I am, like I said, in the middle of my life, turning 50, and nobody told me this was going to be part of the deal. I mean, who can really tell you? I mean, people can, but like, who can really tell you? Because here's what they tell you about getting older. They tell you by a certain age you're supposed to have yourself figured out, locked in, settled. Like, there's some invisible deadline where, like, discovery phases in and the just live your life phases begin. And I'm here to tell you that you're absolutely not, that's not what's happening over here. I'm finding myself over and over again, and I'm having this time of my life doing it. I'm visually seeing it. Now, let me explain what I mean by that because finding myself or finding yourself doesn't always look like some big dramatic revelation. It's not always the moment where the clouds part and everything makes sense. Sometimes it's quieter than that. Sometimes it's just you try something new and something and you go, yes. Or you walk away from something that used to fit and realize you outgrown it without even noticing it. Or you meet a new group of people and finally immediately you feel at home in a way you haven't felt in years. That's been me lately, and I've been stepping into spaces I've never expected to be in, exploring interests I never given myself permission to explore before, building friendships with people I would never have crossed paths with 5 years ago. And what keep finding is like there's so much more to me than I have ever tapped into yet. And hmm, I think that's true for a lot of us. I think a lot of us have been so busy, whoever who has been so busy, mm, has been so has has been busy being everyone else what everyone else needed. That we used to that we never gave anything else a chance and finding out who else we could be. The mother, the caregiver, the sister, the professional, the responsible one, the one that holds everything together. And those are real beautiful parts of life, beautiful and delicious parts of life. But is that really your full story? You're not the whole story yet. And that is not a sad thing. That is one of the most exciting things I can say about myself right now. And I would want you to figure out if it's the same thing that you're feeling right now, too. Here's something I learned about myself this season. I am a life enthusiast blurb. And I don't mean that in a cute hashtag way. Even though it's cute hashtag, isn't it? Um, I mean, I generally am fascinated by life, by people, by how we're built, by how we grow. I mean, I am a clinician, but I also am figuring about how we experiences have shaped us and how we like intentionally reshape ourselves. A study that I absorb that I connect dots between things that don't really relate, hmm, on the surface, but absolutely underneath. So I like labeled myself. I mean, I call myself an architectural blurb. And yes, I'm going to explain that because I love it. I am artsy, I'm nerdy, I'm curious, and I'm obsessed with the structure of things, how systems work, how people are put together, how growth actually happens. Not the Instagram version of growth, the real version. The one that's sometimes uncomfortable and always like worth it. And right now, like applying all of that to myself. I've been stepping into anime for the first time. I'm gonna thank my brother for that too as well. Um, so yes, ethically, and it's delightful. I am looking for like s- small gatherings and great spaces. You know, how do you say? Instead of saying great, you just want to say like mastermind spaces, creative spaces, and good competition with attention people. I've always been that way, but my drive is to continuously be around that. People who want to actually talk about something and challenge something. And I'm figuring out new ways to express myself, new communities to belong to, new versions of who I am that I haven't met yet. And some people look at that and think, should you have already figured that out by now? And my answer is, why would I want to? Think about it. The moment you the moment you decide you're done fascinating and rediscovering and daydreaming, it's the moment you start like shrinking and becoming less intentional about stuff. The moment you put a period where life was trying to place a comma. Oh wow. Try to place a comma. And I refuse. I refuse to do that. I'm not putting a period on myself. Not at 50. Not ever. Now, I want to talk to you specifically. The person watching this who maybe feels like they're still figuring things out, who feels a little behind or a little scattered or a little embarrassed that they don't have a clearer answer to the question, who are you and what do you want? Can I tell you something? That feeling, that still searching feeling is not a sign that something went wrong. It's a sign that you're still alive in a way that really matters. I want to say, um, the people who have completely stopped asking questions about themselves are not more involved than you. Yeah, they just they're just more uncomfortable and they actually just more comfortable and growing are not the same thing. You are allowed to still be curious about yourself. You are allowed to try things and change your mind. There is like no one blueprint stuff. You're allowed to walk into a new interest, a new community, or a new version of yourself and say, yeah, that kind of fits better. Even if no thing can help before it's prepared for you, that's not curiosity. I feel like that's like evolutionism, evolving. And here's the thing about being in the middle or turning 50 that no one, really exacerbates about. You do it differently than you did in your 20s and your 30s. You're figuring out who you are and of necessities. You're trying things before you didn't know yet, and now you're trying things because you choose to, because you're more curious, because you've done enough living to know the good stuff, the really good stuff. It's usually on the other side of something totally unfamiliar. That's completely a different energy, different vibe, and it feels completely different from inside. It feels like freedom. So if you woke up recently and felt that 3 a.m. click, and know I have often, that quiet little like, yes, I want you to follow it. Don't take yourself out of it. Don't wait until you have more time or more money or more certainty. Just take, just take the one step towards whatever lit you up and see what happens, because I promise you, I promise you, the finding is the fun part, and you are nowhere near done. This is a vibe check.